We're going through all of the regional terms and body cavities. So to start, we are going to be doing the plantar region, which is the sole of the foot. As you can see, the mannequin places it on himself here. And that's where it is. Next, we have the calcaneal region, which is the heel of the foot, which he so successfully takes off. Unfortunately, we lost the femoral video clip, but it is the thigh of the foot. And we're starting here with the sacral region, which is between the hips, as you can see. Next, we have the lumbar region, which is the loin, otherwise known as the lower back. As you can see here. Mannequin's arms did not quite reach that long, so I had to help him out. Next, we have the scapular region, which is in between the shoulder blades. As we move further up the spinal area. Next, we have the dorsum, which is the back. Next, we have the vertebral region, which is in the dorsal cavity, which is a vertebral cavity, funnily enough. Although you may not be able to see it too clearly, next we have the occipital region. The note card's a little smeared, but that is the base of the skull. Next we have the tarsal region, which is we're moving back down the body to the ankle. Next we have the crural region, which is the leg as a whole, including the femoral region and the sural region and other parts that are included in the leg. Next we have the patellar region, which is the anterior knee. Also part of the leg and the whole region as a whole. The crural region. Say hello to the beautiful cameos in the back. Next we have the digital region, which is two parts. That's both the fingers and the toes. As you can see here, I've put two different placements on the mannequin. Next we have the hallux, which is the big toe. Next we have the palmar, which is just the palm of the hand, as you can see there. And the mannequin is pointing to it, just to be very clear on the palmar region. Next we have the carpal region, which is the wrist. Next we have the sural region, which is the calf, back down on the leg. Next we have the popliteal region, even though it's a little hard to read, and that is the posterior knee. Next we have the antebrachial region, which is the forearm. Next we have the antebrachial region, which, yes, is the forearm. Next we have the olecranial region, which is the back of the elbow. Next we have the antecubital, which is the front of the elbow. Next we have the brachial, which is the arm, including all parts of the arm, such as the antecubital and olecranial, which we just went over. Next we have the mammary region, which is the breast. Although this mannequin does not necessarily have breasts, he has them in spirit, or she, or however they choose to sexually identify. It is the breast region. Next we have the thoracic region, which is the chest. Next we have the sternal region, or the axillary region, which is the armpit. Next we have the sternal region, which is the breastbone. Next we have the acromial region, which is the shoulder. Next we have the mental region, which is in the chin. Here we're getting into the sort of head regions of the body, which include the most kinds of tissue, such as nervous tissue and connective tissue and all sorts of other kinds of tissue, epithelium. Next we have the cervical region, which is the neck. I didn't show this one to the camera, but this next one that we have is oral, which is mouth. And now we're doing buccal, which is cheek. Next we have the orbital region, which is the eyes. Next we have the nasal region, which is of course the nose. Next we have the frontal region, which is the forehead. I don't know if you could see that, but that was the forehead. And lastly, we have the cephalic region, which is the head, and that will conclude this video in all of the regional terms. I hope you learned something.